I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together. We'll tackle all sorts of controversial topics, so stay tuned for that madness. Between now and then, though, some great guests and important information coming your way. We'll tell you about a place in Winston-Salem that's a great, I don't want to say incubator, but it's a great nurturing place for people that want to become business people and entrepreneurs and startups. You're going to find out all about that. It's really neat. And we'll have a conversation with two great community servants. They also happen to be married. Kim and Chris Roberts will be here to tell you about a new thing that they've started. So all that's coming your way and much, much more. But first, we turn our attention to UNCG, my alma mater. And unlike me, the two people with me are great ambassadors to the university. Chancellor doesn't claim me, by the way. Next to me is Terry Rios. She's Director of Marketing and Alumni Outreach, College of Visual Arts, Visual and Performing Arts for UNCG. It's a long title.
It is a very long title.
Yeah, we're out of time now, Terry. And next to her is Josh Ritter, Lecturer and Theater Manager at UNCG School of Theater. And welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks
for
being
having
here,
us.
especially this time of year. Look, since I was kidding about the titles, but I think people will be interested, and I want to start with Terry first. What are your responsibilities?
So the College of Visual and Performing Arts is made up of our School of Theater, Art, Dance, and Music. So all four of those are in the whole thing. And so my job is marketing for the entire college, college-wide initiatives, including our University Concert Lecture Series. And then all of our internal communications between the schools and with the college and with the dean's office. Alumni events and
it's a big job.
Donor events. Yeah,
big job.
It's a great job.
Josh, same question. Tell me what you do.
They keep me busy. I'm managing the Taylor Theater and the Sprinkle Theater, so I oversee a lot of marketing, development, ticketing services, house management, you name it. We're kind of hands in everything over there.
I want to take some time to talk about, and I've got on my notes 4 events that I want you to tell me something about, and either of you can jump in. The first one on February 7th, Carrie Mae Weems. Now, I don't know who this person is. Tell me about it, somebody.
Carrie Mae Weems is an artist. She kicks off our University Concert Lecture Series for the second semester of the year. She's a complex artist who deals with a lot of themes such as social issues like family relationships, political systems, and that sort of thing, as she examines what's happening now, kind of reflecting back on our collective consciousness, and just a real social artist, multimedia artist.
All right. And February 12th, the great Herbie Hancock. Tell me something about what's going to happen then.
Right. Well, Herbie, of course, is a jazz legend. He's been on the scene for probably 60 years. Original member of the Miles Davis Quintet. Just groundbreaking musician throughout his career into the 70s, changing the sound of jazz with electronic
You like
jazz.
Herbie,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Unbelievable artist.
Now tell me something, Josh, about the Mark Morris Dance Group, February 27th.
So they're an incredible group. They're going to be doing some amazing work here at UNCG, and we'd highly recommend everybody come out and check them out.
Right, one of our preeminent modern dance organizations of our time.
Yeah, and then
absolutely.
on March the 9th, looking ahead, Audra McDonald, who I just love. I remember seeing her in one of the productions of Annie on film, and she was great. Anybody want to say something about that?
Yeah. 6-time Tony winner for all 4 acting categories. Also Emmy winner, Grammy, 2-time Grammy winner. Just across the board, it's going to be a magical night with of song and storytelling, I think, with Audra.
And Josh, you're really keeping things busy with the Taylor and all the theaters, even well into the spring, right? I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep. We have something for everybody this upcoming spring season. We've got Shakespeare in Love. If you're familiar with the film, it's very similar to that. It's adapted by Lee Hall. It's a great romantic show, perfect show in time for Valentine's Day. Running February 15th through the 23rd, and then we've got When She Had Wings in March by Susan Zeter, which is a great show for the younger folks. It's going to be touring to schools February through April.
Wow. And when you say schools, I just want to interrupt you because a lot of times people think if something's happening at a university, it's not for the public, but the public can come to all this.
Yeah.
And up on screen, UCLS, that's for University Concert Lecture Series, .uncg.edu. Please check that out, and the number if you want to call about tickets and information, 334-4392. Thank you both for doing this.
Certainly.
Our pleasure.
It's glad to
Happy
be here.
holidays.
Thank
you.
very
You
much.
too.
We'll be right back. Back to the Waltons. That's what we have. Lori, take a wide shot of this. Isn't it? Look at this. I got a family all of a sudden here. All right, let me do these introductions here, and then we'll understand what's going on. But anyway, We're always glad to talk about Venture Cafe, and people say, hey, what's that? And if you haven't seen some of the segments we've done, it's a great place for people to get together who have entrepreneurial ideas and they want to get into that entrepreneurial spirit. Next to me, I'm going to just introduce the adults first. The first adult to my right is Karen Barnes, Executive Director of Venture Cafe Winston-Salem. The next adult next to her is Shalisha Morgan, founder of something called Geeks in Heels. And Shalisha, tell me the names of your two children who are with us.
These are my two wonderful children, Addison, who is 6, and Aiden, who is 11.
All right, that's great. And we thought they'd come up here because they sort of play a role in something we're going to talk about in just a minute. But Karen, let me start with you. Just remind everybody what Venture Cafe is all about.
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having us, Jim. We
Sure.
love coming to Triad Today. So just a reminder, we're a nonprofit organization with a global reach. We now have 7 locations, which is 2 more than the last time we had since I was here. Yep.
Wow.
So we have opened new venture cafes in Tokyo and Philadelphia.
Come here, I want you to sit with me.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
All right. Oh, man.
It's all right. All right.
Man, that's,
And Sydney-
golly. I've been
we're-
rejected on camera.
We're
And
quite attached. We're quite
I
attached.
was just trying to make sure we could see your face
Right.
there, and that's all right. Now we
Absolutely.
see both faces. All right, go ahead.
So Sydney, Australia will be our next site. That'll be opening in the first quarter of 2019.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. So we host every Thursday essentially a miniature conference. It's 3 hours of community building, free quality, high quality programming on
People
being
come
an
up with
entrepreneur.
ideas, and hey, I want to
Absolutely.
start a business about stuff. And
That's right.
Shalisha, what is Geeks in Heels?
Geek in Heels is a business that I founded in 2013 out of Kansas City. I'm originally from Kansas City.
Okay.
Ever since I was a child, I've learned how to tinker with things, building computers, and my business, I offer computer and cell phone repair and also cybersecurity training to senior
Wow.
citizens.
All right, now how do the kids figure into this? Addie and Aiden, how do they figure it? Didn't you do some kind of a pitch meeting or something?
Yes, we just did a pitch competition last week. Out of 50 applications,
Yeah.
we were chosen, one of 6. We founded a business together called IC Tech for Kids. Being that I am a builder and my children see me building and fixing things all the time, they of course have an interest. So we founded IC Tech for Kids together so that we can teach children in the community how to build computers, telephones, TVs,
Well,
robotics.
you going around to schools, or how are you going to get to these kids?
We're going to do schools, we're going to do after school programs, and we're going to do on-site as well. So
Wow.
everyone is so focused on coding that we also see a need for repairs. No one is focusing on repairs.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Karen, what kind of other success stories, in addition to Shalisha's, are you experiencing?
Absolutely. Well, we're seeing all kinds of great things coming out of Venture Cafe. In the 30,000 hours of connectivity that we've provided since we opened, we are connecting people with mentors, with investors, with advisors, getting hooked into accelerators and incubators. And now we're starting to do a lot of work with the economic development organizations in the area to support those growth stage companies that are already here.
Wow, yeah.
But as well as to help recruit new startups here, because frankly, the ecosystem we've built here is a full continuum of services. And if you're a small startup in Boston, chances are you're getting overshadowed by those Harvard and MIT grads.
Yeah.
And we'll make you a superstar if you come down to Winston-Salem.
Absolutely, and I've
Yep.
seen it
What's
firsthand. I've been-
about a venture cafe? I get to help and I have lots of fun.
Well, we didn't ask that yet, but I'm glad you volunteered. You have a lot of fun at Venture Cafe. It's like I paid her to say it. It's a commercial for Venture Cafe. She's beautiful, isn't she? All right. So anyway, up on screen, Venture Cafe, WinstonSalem.org. Now I'm doing the commercial for them. Winston-Salem, Venture Cafe, WinstonSalem.org. And I want to do a shout out to David Mounts and all the great folks in Inmar who suggested this segment and helped put it together. Inmar.com is their website. And Shalisha, very quickly, is there a way people can learn more about what you're doing?
Yes, I'm actually opening up my first brick and mortar tomorrow at Haynes Mall. I'll be located on the 2nd floor, Geek in Heels. I'll be there doing all service and repair for cell phones and computers. You can also find me on my website at thegeekinheels.com.
Thegeekinheels.com.
And everything social
But you'll be
media.
at Haynes Mall.
Yes.
That's just great. Man, I'm so proud of y'all.
This is what we're creating here. Shalisha quit her day job, going full-time in her side hustle and teaching her kids how to be an
Shalisha,
entrepreneur.
She created a company. She created 2 kids. You created Venture Cafe, and I created Chaos. So we've all
Perfect.
We've all contributed something. Thanks for everything you do. Good job, everybody.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and I always love it when we can grab this dynamic duo to come over here, and it's hard to do because they're off doing so many things for the community and helping so many people, but I grabbed them today, and here they are, my immediate right, the lovely Kimberly Roberts. She's Vice President of Marketing and Brand Management at Crumley Roberts Attorneys at Law. Next to her is the President and CEO, who she happens to be married to, Chris Roberts, and we welcome both of you back to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to be back.
Chris, let me start with you. You recently held a grand opening for a new center at Crumley Roberts. Now, I know what it is, but I want the audience to know about it. Tell me what the center is and what it's about.
It's the Roberts Center for Leadership, Education, Advancement, and Development, and it's something we've been working on for years at Crumley Roberts and through Crumley Roberts and the Roberts family in particular to provide opportunities for the community to come together and learn. So we're really excited this next year. We're going to have a speakers series, the Heidenreich Speaker Series. So we're going to be looking for some dynamic and thought-provoking speakers to come in, and we're looking forward to the community coming in and sharing with us.
Really helping people learn leadership skills and stuff in there too. And I just think it's great. I think it's great what you do. Kim, why is that center so important to you and its program so important to you and to the firm?
Well, Chris and I believe as long as you live, you should be learning. And we should be learning new ways to help others. That's very important to us. And so this center allows us an opportunity to have folks in where we can really stand up and speak out about issues that matter to our clients, to our employees, and to others in the community.
Right, and it's there at the Freeman Mill Road,
Yes.
at the Crumley Roberts complex, the headquarters. Okay.
Correct.
Now, Chris, as we move into the holiday season and throughout into the new year, what's on the horizon for the firm?
Well, we're actually moving into several other states. We're moving into Alabama and Georgia now, so we're going to be able to serve folks in those states. So we're very excited about that, in addition to what we've been doing in the Carolinas for over 25 years now.
But you're not going to forget about us here.
No, and that's one thing I did want to say, especially this time of year as we're getting to Christmas. There are going to be probably a lot of bicycles that are going to be, Santa Claus is going to be bringing, or their grandparents or parents are going to be giving to young ones, and they need to remember as part of that to include a helmet.
Right.
And if you
Yes.
if you don't have a helmet or Santa Claus can't get one, contact Crumley Roberts and we'll make sure that you get one that's fitted for your little one for the holiday season, because it's that important to us, free of charge. Just contact us and we'll be happy to do that.
I just think that's a great thing you do. And it's not just something you just happen to do on the spur of the moment. You've been doing these Kids Zone events all over the state, and where you teach and preach safety, bike safety for kids especially, and get a properly fitted helmet, not just any helmet. Kim, you've got something exciting going on with a boutique. And somebody said, wait a minute, law firm and the leadership thing and learning, what do you mean a boutique? But it's tied into scholarships, it's tied into a lot of community service. What is it?
Yeah, it's really exciting. So, for several years now, I've been working on the Little Red Jumpsuit Tour with a great group of women. And as we were going around and we were speaking to girls and women, we wanted to provide them with the next step. And so the scholarships provide that. I really wanted to establish a foundation, which we did, the Little Red Jumpsuit Foundation, but I wanted a good way to fund the foundation and an opportunity for women to help other women.
Right.
And so I opened the Red Effect Boutique in High Point. 20% of the profits from the boutique go to scholarships for girls and women of all ages. And so this spring, I will be very excited when we're able to award those first 4 scholarships to girls who are interested in continuing their education from high school or even going on to graduate school, and to women who are interested in going back to school or who are interested in starting a business. So it's a really, really exciting and fulfilling
I just think
thing.
that's great. And I want to put something up on screen so that we don't run out of time. I really want to spend some time on this. Up on the screen, you'll see a logo, and it says the Red Effect Boutique, Heron Shopping Center in High Point, and has their website, theredeffect.com. For the radio audience, I'll say it again, theredeffect.com. The number there is 888-0587. As you see it up on screen, I want to make sure you see that. And then have some time here to also show the general website for Crumley Roberts, where you find out lots of great things about their services up on screen, crumleyroberts.com. Thank you, lovely couple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seriously, thanks for all you do for the community.
Oh, thank you so
Happy
much,
holidays.
Jim.
Same to you. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and we always like it when this gentleman drops by to tell us what's going on in the theater. Sounds so formal. but he's not formal. Next to me is the president, director of, well, you're not really president.
I'm not
you're
a president.
Director. Well, you are now.
I am now.
Director of the High Point Theater, Dave Briggs. And before we start talking about upcoming performances, let me ask you a question. Gift certificates. There are a lot of places in retail that give gift certificates. Do theaters? Does High Point Theater do gift certificates?
We do gift certificates. So if you've got a friend that you don't know exactly what they want for a holiday or birthday or whatever, you can call us up and say, hey, I'd like a $20 or $25 gift certificate. We'll print it up, give it to you, and then you can hand that to them. They
So,
can
I mean,
go in
do
their stocking.
you do them by show, or is it just a block?
No, they can use it for whatever show they want to use, whether it's a show that we produce or whether it's a show that a promoter brings in.
And
So,
suppose
yeah.
instead of giving them to my cousin or something, I want to buy a bunch of gift certificates. Do people sometimes give them to organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters?
We have had that happen, and that's really a neat thing. If somebody wants to give a gift certificate, they'll come in and buy $100, $200 worth of gift certificates. Now, they may not get 10 or 15 tickets for a group like that,
Right.
but it might offset what that organization would pay.
Exactly.
Sure.
Good. Well, I hope people will do that.
And,
All right.
and it's tax deductible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good. All right, so do that, folks. We'll give you the website and box office number later, and you can check that out. All right, let's talk about some of the things coming up.
Sure.
A Christmas Carol, which is everybody's favorite.
Right.
There come different presentations of it. Who's presenting it at High Point Theater this year?
High Point Community Theater is presenting Christmas Carol. I believe this is their 4th or 5th season of doing it. Of course, it had been a staple of the North Carolina Shakespeare Festival for years and years, and when the Shakespeare Festival went away, we took about 2 years off, and the community theater brought it back. Now, this is a very family-friendly Disney kind of version of Christmas Carol. They'll do Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, 2 shows on Saturday, and a show on Sunday.
great. All right.
This upcoming week.
What about Land of the Sweets?
Land of the Sweets is the second act of the Nutcracker, and that's being performed by the High Point Ballet. They'll present 3 full performances of the Nutcracker and then 2 performances of Land of the Sweets on Saturday. And it's ideal if you've got young children because it's about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's all the sugar plum fairies and the mice, and it's just great fun.
All right, Koresh Dance.
The Koresh Dance Ensemble is a group that's based out of Philadelphia, but they're an Israeli dance company. They're modern dance. They tell stories through movement, and they're an absolutely brilliant group. I've had the opportunity to present them a couple of different times, and they're remarkable. That's taking place in January.
Real crowd pleaser. Who is Christian Howes again?
Christian Howes he's a classically trained jazz electric violinist, and he's going to be with his quartet, and I think his music is really, really intriguing. So he's kind of like a Jean-Luc Ponty for those folks who know that level of jazz music, but maybe not quite at that peak.
All right. Now, Branford Marcellus, we've talked about, we keep getting people excited about this because at some point the tickets are going to run out on this because this guy's great. He's coming.
He will be here on Valentine's. So if you don't have your Valentine's gifts or dates already planned, Valentine's night, 7:30, the Branford Marcellus Quartet is going to be phenomenal.
And is it too early for people to buy tickets like for March performances? Because I know we have a couple of major TV and film stars that are coming.
Fun things coming in March. We've got Yakov Smirnoff, it's a wonderful country, and we're going to talk about Russian Kaluza.
That's right. But Love Letters
But Love Letters, featuring Barbara Eden, who was Jeannie, and Hal Linden, who was Barney Miller. I'm so excited. I mean, I would listen to Hal Linden read the phone book.
He's great.
He's remarkable.
And I just think this is great, and that we're having this. And so that's in March. So people need to sort of plan their schedule. But you can go ahead and get season tickets now,
You sure can. Yeah, you can buy tickets anytime.
All right. Now, up on screen, let me put some information for you, for everybody here. HighPointTheater.com. I'll say it again for the radio listening audience. HighPointTheater.com. Box office number is 336-887-3001. So not only think about getting those season tickets, get out to see some of these holiday performances as well, and think about gift certificates as well. Dave Briggs, and you will be here later with us on the roundtable.
I will. Thank you, Jim.
We'll be right back. Back now on Triad Today, and time for the roundtable, and Keith is going to leave in a minute. Anyway, all right. On my immediate right is, but always the political left, Ogie Overman, that great broadcaster and journalist. Next to him, Dave Briggs, you saw earlier in the program, director of the High Point Theater, and agreed to stay over and help us on the roundtable because Ursula is under the weather today. So hope she's feeling better, and Dave's filling in. Thank you, Dave. And Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants, doing great work for people all over the world. Guys, let's get to it. You know, the sheriff's races were kind of contentious around in this area, several of them. And Sheriff Kimbrough, who from Winston-Salem, who's going to be on this show in January, said, I'm not going to make any staff changes. Sheriff Rogers, who took over for B.J. Barnes in Guilford, laid off 28 people. Some of those, I think he said, were going to retire, but 28 people, and right before Christmas. B.J. said that he wants to lobby for some legislation that would prevent mass firings, political firings, from sheriff's offices. Guys, is such a bill necessary, and would it pass? Ogie.
You know, I don't think so, Jim. I hate to say it, but BJ, my friend BJ, is getting a little bit vindictive over this thing. I think he's just hurt or bitter or...
But beyond that, does it have any merit?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's the sheriff's prerogative to do what he wants
I don't
to.
believe it's necessary. I don't believe it would pass. It is the sheriff's prerogative. And is it a layoff or did they get fired? A layoff means that they might be brought back.
No.
And I don't believe they're
No
coming
staff
back.
change. Keith.
BJ has been the sheriff for 24 years.
That's right.
He was able to hire and fire who he wanted to. After each election, he was able to hire people or fire them. You cannot create a legislation that would stop people from bringing in folks that they feel fits their administration.
All right,
so you're going to do it in the mayor's office, you're doing the governor's office. It's wrong. I think what Ogie said, I hate it because he's a good friend, but this is not the way that B.J. Barnes should have left his office.
Yeah,
this is just not it.
Very contentious thing. All right. While protesting, speaking of contentious, while protesting voter ID, former NAACP President William Barber said to the crowd, if necessary, we'll return this state to civil disobedience. Guys, you know me. I'm a proud card-carrying member of the NAACP. I'm pretty liberal, not as liberal as Ogie. But was Barber out of line to say this over voter ID?
I don't think so. I understand where he's coming from. I mean, that is such a wrong-spirited voter. Anything that suppresses the vote is wrong, period.
Dave.
I don't think he's wrong to say it. He has a right to say that. That's part of our First Amendment. But frankly, you have to have a voter ID. You have to have an ID to get a library book. I think you should have to have a library,
Some kind of identification.
an identification to be able to choose
Mr.
your
Cranberry.
elected officials.
There has been so few cases of voter fraud when it comes to voter ID in America. Why are we trying to stop people from voting? Allow everyone to be a part of this process, and may the best person win. I don't quite understand why we sit
So you're not
here.
upset with what he said?
Of course, I think he should protest. I think he should continue to protest because we have to fight for the right to vote in the first place. Now you have to fight to continue to allow everyone to vote. This is the American way.
All right.
Period.
A Wake County Register of Deeds who embezzled nearly $1 million is suing the state to keep her pension.
Wow.
Should an elected official who steals money from taxpayers still receive a pension? Ogie.
That's not even worth a response, Jim. That woman is out of control. She ought to be laughed out of the state.
Not no, but hell no.
Yeah. Keith.
Say that again. Should she be?
She wants her pension back. She's only stole, what, $1 million? Something like that?
Shouldn't she be in jail?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
I'm understanding like she stole $1 million. Should she not be in jail?
We're going to make you sheriff. We'll send you up to Wake County.
I'm just trying to understand why she's not in jail.
Last week, President Trump floated the idea that America needs a government-run TV network to, quote, tell people around the world how we really are. Guys, is anyone but me frightened by the prospect of a state-run TV network? Ogie.
Now, you're right to be frightened, Jim. Of all the idiotic, dangerous things Trump has said, that is right at the top. That's the Nazification of America right there.
Hey.
Yeah, that is not a policy we could possibly live with. If you look back at Russia and the other state-run organizations, Russia, China, Cuba, and so on, they all have centralized communication.
We already have a state-run Fox.
Fox Network.
It's
All right.
state-run.
All right. More and more cities are banning electric scooters, guys. They say it's because some people ride them recklessly and endanger other people quickly. Do you agree with a ban on scooters, Ogie?
I really don't. A lot of my friends do. They hate them. But I think they're going to have to be regulated somehow. I mean, they can be a bit dangerous. They can.
I don't really have an opinion on this one.
All right, well, your middle name's Scooter, so you
It
should
is
have an
Scooter.
opinion.
That's right.
All
Well,
right,
scooter, they should have some regulations.
you believe there should be
They
regulations?
have to, man. People are getting hurt.
Yeah.
Especially at beaches in California, there's a lot of people getting hurt and
Right.
injured and innocent passengers. They definitely need something done.
All right, finally, guys, a Vermont couple, this is a true story, says their peacock ran away from home to be with a flock of turkeys. This is a real story. Guys, I'm just wondering, it made me think, I wanted to ask you, did you ever run away from home? Ogie?
I don't think I did. I've had a pretty good childhood. I don't think I
Dave?
did.
I think about once every other week. Yeah.
Is that today?
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
recently.
Keith, you ever run away from home?
When my grandmother got the switch, I sure did.
There you go.
I know your grandmother. I would have run away.
You already know my grandmother.
You about took a switch to me one time. Well, that's all the time we have. Ursula, get better. And except for this. Last week, a local man broke into a couple's house in the middle of the night, proceeded to strip down naked and get in bed with them. There's no word yet on a trial date, but Ogie's bail has been set at $1 million.
Hey, come on, Jim.
Merry Christmas.
For all of us here, try today. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.